Right, well, good morning, folks. Today is the 20th of April. I am standing in for Aidan. It's a closed shop today, we have no guests, so it's going to be quick and easy and a bit freestyle, and we'll just see where we go. So, you all know this, but we'll repeat and work our way through it anyway. I am aided along this morning.
Vincent, I'll do the barely.
It can be a bit premature.
I'm aided by my leadership team who, when I instruct them to do so, if they could be upstanding, that would be wonderful. Up again.
You sure? It's all right?
Yeah, go for it.
Morning guys, Ben, Education Coordinator.
Good morning everybody, I'm Terry and I deal with membership and recruitment, and today I'm standing in for Scott who deals with facts, figures, and he's not anymore the handsome face of life.
I'm Vincent, I chair the membership committee and I'm also in charge of the timekeeping.
Absolute class.
Yeah, I think it's an absolute arse.
Okay, you can sit down a little bit. So it says here, to introduce my friend David Plumley, the Education and Development Officer, who has
That's a little bit.
so Ben Golding, to oversee the Ed slot and the education presentation. So, can I hand over to you, please, for that first section?
Thank you. Well, good morning guys. Who uses the internet? Silly question. So what kind of search engines do you use? Maybe Yahoo, Google?
Just Google.
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves, yeah. What do you search for? Oh, actually, no, Patrick. Let's say that we key in the word tickets into the search engine. What do you think you're going to get? Get loads of different things, options coming up for different tickets. So maybe for football, rugby, maybe some travel, anything that has tickets in. So let's say now that you key in the words sport tickets. What would you get? You'd probably get things like football, golf, rugby, horse racing. But if you actually keyed in the words, so let's say FA Cup final, 31st of May, Wembley Stadium, Spurs versus Chelsea. Not that I'm into it. You would get specific tickets for that event, wouldn't you? Well, here at EBF we have a more sophisticated type of search engine. What is it? It's our 60-second presentation, because when you give people specific information of what you're looking for, you are more likely to get that referral. So if you give vague information, you're going to get vague referrals. Give more accurate information, you'll get the referrals that you want. So sometimes in life we do get what we ask for. So if you can have a think now about what would be a business-changing referral for you. So this is your chance to think big and really think of what would be that business-changing referral. Because you might get the best ever referral just by asking for it. If you don't ask for it, you definitely won't get it. So my action point for you this morning is to ask for your exact referrals that you want during your 60 seconds. That way you're not just likely to get the bread and butter referrals, but you're more likely to get one of those business-changing referrals as well. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ben. Excellent. I'm going to pass across to the meeting secretary now to tell you about the performance.
Yeah, good morning again everybody. So this is the third week of this month, and I've got the tables here, and it goes through really hideous at the bottom, so minus points up to 188 for our leader. There are 4 people that have topped 100 points this month. Me just about, Paul Booth in the third, Vince in second because of his excellent performance in bringing guests, and all the other things he does for EBF, and leading at 129 by the way, And the leader this month after 3 meetings is Scott with 188. So all the way forward, we've still got this meeting, still got 2 or 3 meetings left. And yeah, business pass was done just over £10,000 reported. I believe there's more than that to come. It's not on here, but I'm just saying. I believe there's more to come.
I can't help how the system works. I've done my bit.
We'll update we'll update them next week on the additional thank you for the money, but that's it.
Thank you. What you put in shows on the report the following week. It will appear. Okay, this business card box is looking sad and empty. So as I pass it around, take any that you have given out during the week to fill up your stocks. If you have any of your own cards, please do top this up. At the same time, I'm going to pass around Tatty Oral box to put all of your green bits of paper in, please. So I'll pass it around that way. And so we move to the 62nd round, the most important part of our meeting. Primed is ready to go from Ben's excellent head slots. I'm going to mix it up this week. I'm not going to follow the signing because that's boring. I'm going to play nominations, which means you need to listen. As you stand up and deliver your 60 seconds, at the end, you will nominate who's going to follow you. And as we progress through the 17 of us here this morning, it will become harder to remember who has spoken and who hasn't. Don't embarrass yourself and suggest that someone who's already stood up should have a go, because only proves you haven't listened to them.
And no writing it down, that's cheap.
We are being a bit competitive, aren't we?
So,
No, I can't afford it to
we'll start off nice and easy with whoever is 6th on my list. So last week's Oscar winner was Toby. So he's going to mark our 60 seconds today. You made the insert and then nominate who you choose to carry.
I will.
Good morning, everybody. Toby, motivational specialist. So I'm going to talk about motivational maps again this morning. A lot of you will have seen an individual motivational map where we help people to understand themselves better, to measure their motivation and enhance it. What a lot of you won't have seen is a team motivational map. So here is a team motivational map. Now we put the individual maps together from a business or a team within the business, or sometimes the management suite within a business, into a data table which highlights their top, second and third drivers, their lowest driver. We have an overall team motivation score, and what we see here is an indication of the people that are dragging down the overall team motivation. What we're also able to pick up is potential conflicts, affinities, any leadership challenges, things like that. So it gives a really good base for us to talk to management, talk to individuals, and find out how we can actually enhance the motivation overall. So if anybody would like to know more about that, have a chat with me. So I'm looking for specifically businesses that have got teams that are maybe not working well together, there's potentially conflict in there, or that just want to know more about each other and work better as a team. Toby Acton, Pole Position Business Solutions.
And
driving your business forward, keeping your champions. Oh, and nominate. Oh, that's oh yeah, nominate. Right, Neil. Hello.
Right.
See you again.
Welcome back. Thank you, doctors. Right, Neil from Lily Event Catering, thank you very much for having us back. Despite all the illnesses, we are crazy busy. I mean, crazy busy. But this week, I wanted to touch on communication. Something that I sometimes struggle with. Like recently, we did a christening for an EBF member, where he has a lot of family that are from Mexico. They all came over from Mexico, had a wonderful time, and the husband's mum kept pointing them at food. Care. So I'd say, well, that's chicken, and go like that. And then she pointed at the Mongolian lamb and said, "Care." I didn't know what to say. I just went, "Ah!" Not the best communication, obviously, until Nick came over and actually went, "Carnello. Neil Lamb is Carnello."
So communication, not our best specialist thing. Won't be here for the next 6 weeks. I'm on a TV shoot in Chelmsford with Channel 4, thing called Trial by Jury, and it's got loads of stars in it, including, I can't tell you because my time's run out. But thank you.
Who are you going to nominate now?
I will nominate Mr. Vince.
Billy Vincent from Speedprint. Last year, a 95-year-old lady came to the shop. She wanted to do a birthday card for her daughter's 60th. And she popped in yesterday to see me. I'm assuming she's now 96. To ask, I think she is. And she wanted to do another birthday card for her other daughter, who's just turned 60. And she said, "You're Vincent, aren't you? Your birthday's in June, and you've got a lovely dog called Schnitzel." And I said, "Very well remembered, madam. Very well remembered." I said, "Why do you got such a good memory? Instead of looking it up, can you just remind me what I charged you last year on this card?" She went, "Oh yes, now let me think there. It was 1 penny." I went, "Nice try, madam, but I don't think so, mate." What can we learn from this? A few things, really. One, it's gratifying to know I made a good impression on her. 2, returning clients are good for the soul. And 3, I can't believe this lady's now 96. She's so independent and so sprightly. 4, she won't be getting the new birthday card for a penny, that's for sure. And 5, I actually did it for nothing for her. What a lovely bloke I am. And the new memory book is Speedprint, free printing for 96-year-old ladies. Thank you very much. And, of course, I'm going to go for Howard.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Howard Bullock from Clear Financial Advice. We're independent financial advisors based in Mansfield. Bear with us. I've just finished dealing with a client who's been a client for quite some time, but we're putting more emphasis on ethical investing, just to make clients aware. We're not pushing it. We don't really care if clients want to invest ethically or not. We offer both, but we're just spreading the love and spreading the awareness. But after this conversation, she was really quite motivated to move the portfolio in that direction. So we had a conversation about what are the hot spots, what is she worried about, what is she concerned about, what does she want to be involved in. And there was things like animal testing, that was a big one. Climate, obviously, they're normally the 2 biggest factors when we talk about the subject. So that's where we're moving the portfolio in that direction. So none of her investments will have a great deal involved in fossil fuels, be a tiny, tiny percentage. And all the companies you invest in, if there's any animal testing or anything like that involved, there'll be strict rules on how those companies operate in that field. So I think she's more confident in that field, in that direction. So if you hear anyone talking about ethical investing and want to know a little bit more about it, then please pass them on. Yeah, they do quite a lot. And I will nominate Paul.
Morning, Paul Booth from Booth & Co, Chartered Certified Accountants based in Brentwood. What is probably a really good referral for me is if someone's already got an accountant in business, what's their funny business?
Oh, it's a joke on it.
Oh, okay. And maybe their business is based in London. They've got a top firm of accountants acting for them, but they're paying a hell of a lot of money in fees, and they're not getting a very good service at all. They maybe live locally. It's a good idea to put them in touch with me so that I can give them a very good price and also give them a much better service. So that's Paul Booth from Booth & Co, minimise tax, maximise profit. Stuart.
I was voting at Eurovision.
Good morning, everybody. Stuart from Elsie Networks. Hopefully you'll remember my headstart from last week. I just want to tell you exactly what happened yesterday. It was brilliant. Had a conversation with a customer, a potential referral, and she was just told me that she had a VoIP phone system. The system itself was working okay, but the support she was getting from the company that she was buying from was absolutely terrible. They were hopeless, never returned calls, absolutely fell up to the back teeth with it. And I said, well, look, we can do exactly the same for you. but it's going to be £15 a month to do that. So I'm only paying £10 a month at the moment. Yeah, and that's exactly my point. Yeah, you're paying £10 a month and you're getting terrible service. If you want good quality service, which we can do for you, we do it for you £15 a month. Oh, that's very expensive, she said. Is there anything we can do on that? No. And I wish you good luck, and that was the end of that conversation. Look for people who want help with their telephones that are happy to pay a fair price for a good service. Stuart from Belgium Networks. Fran.
Good morning everyone, Fran Newell from Hedges Estate Agents based in Brentwood, just by the station. This week I wanted just to follow on from what I spoke about a bit before last. Now is a really good time to market your property, to sell your property. We're coming up to May. May is a beautiful time when your gardens are all coming out and your property is really looking at its best. We also offer a service where we can come to your house and help you prepare your house for going onto the market. So go into your garden, suggest what you could just to tidy it up in your house, clear the decks. Just we don't want to see lots of clutter. So just general advice on how to prepare your house when it's going onto the market. What I'm going to ask for today, if any of you know of any probate solicitors that are looking for to sell property, to put property on the market, we provide a very personal service at time of grieving for relatives. We need people that are very sympathetic. Ben.
Good morning, guys. Ben Gordon from Utility Warehouse. Now, we know everything's going up crazy. Bills are going up, mortgage, people are paying through the roof. This bottle of water used to be around 50p, now it's around £2 to buy. But I can really help people save on things like their gas, electricity, home phone, broadband, mobile phone, boiler cover. We offer the cheapest energy in the UK. We have great bundles on the broadband and the mobiles, and our bill busting boost is still with us. So just like I did earlier this week when I helped a lovely family save just over £1,000 a year, which is going to make a massive difference. So as well as looking for people that want to save money with the UK's cheapest, the UK's most awarded and the UK's most trusted, especially this week I am looking for people you know or homeowners that you know whose mortgages are coming up for renewal because they really need to save money. That's Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse.
1 minute exactly.
Hey, look at that. I'm going to nominate Mr. Skinner.
It's a terrible seat, Hi, Mike from Black Media, creating video and photo content for businesses and events. So following on from Ben's Ed slot about asking for specific referrals to get that dream big customer, I'm after small customers, little people, ideally things like photo shoots that can be booked in quite quickly, set up quite quickly and turned around. Some of the industries, for examples, are hotels, Airbnbs, restaurants, bars, or I can also go into the studio I can use and do product shoots, fashion shoots, headshots, that sort of thing. Predominantly, yeah, little jobs that I can fit in around other work, and just trying to build up a customer base, work with new people and get the referrals from that. So if you know anyone that's after small, quick photo shoots, put them over to me, please. That's Michael Black Media. Thank you. And I will nominate James. Insurance James. Insurance James. I had a quick moment there, thinking, is there more Jameses there?
And usually I'm timing it today, because I don't want to risk the wrath of Vince not been here for a few weeks, so you haven't heard about burly, dirty men for a little while, I should imagine, unless you've been...
What do you mean?
Scaffolders, roofers, builders, anyone that works hard for a living. I mentioned before we've got a new service which has got a desktop survey to make sure that all their health and safety stuff is all good to go. We've had a few of those come in now, and unsurprisingly the first two scaffolders were massively out of date with absolutely everything. So had they had a claim, they'd have been in trouble. I swear, by the way. So if you know anybody, scaffolding, roofing, anything liability led, anything where you're likely to get injured if you do something wrong or someone else does something wrong, send them my way, and I'll see what I can do for them. Short and sweet, so yeah, I'll leave it at that because I'm in time. And I've got still 2 seconds. John.
Good morning, everyone. I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. We provide any types of security systems, whether it's your intruder alarms, your fire alarms, your CCTV, or your automatic gates. Again, I want to touch on about automatic gates and automatic doors. They're meant to be tested yearly. Now, we used to offer a maintenance contract, and people sort of didn't like the idea of maintenance contract. So we've changed the wording following Paul's comments about how you work with suppliers, and we called it certification. And you've got to have an annual certification. So we can do an annual certification on your automatic doors and your automatic gates at a very reasonable cost. And they all have to be tested. They have to be force tested to make sure they don't push people. So if you know anyone who's got an automatic gate or automatic doors in their premises, or even barriers on, just let us know and we can give them a price. So that's John Hammond from JMH Technology, certificated barriers and gates. And I will nominate Rosemary.
I'm going to wait and do my presentation.
So you,
that's okay.
you don't want to take this go as well?
No, thank you.
Okay. well then who's...
I'll nominate Tina.
Sorry?
I'll nominate Tina.
Tina?
Morning everybody, my name's Tina and the company's called Liberty Executive Services. The weather's changing now, it's coming out nice and sunny. I'm looking for companies that want to take their clients hiking and shooting or go-karting, just to appreciate their support through their businesses. So if you know anybody that needs an extra pair of hands, I'm happy to help. So that's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not a 9 to 5, I'm a start to finish. I nominate Jane.
Oh. Hang on a second. So, please check your diaries right away for Coronation Sunday, 7th of May. At 4:15 in the afternoon, we'll have treats galore to make you swoon. From arrival champagne and bottomless tea, our British menu is a sight to see. Welsh rarebit made with Irish stout, British potted shrimps, are your tongues hanging out? Coronation chicken, roast beef too, and smoked salmon sarnies with cream cheese running through. Then Victoria sponge and a jewelled shortbread crown, chocolate eclairs, the best in town, followed by scones or scones, if you wish, with cream and jam, so right royal dish. And finally ending with our signature treat, sconuts, like donuts, and you'll feel replete. Take action now to make sure you're able to reserve your places and book up a table, and prizes on offer for those who dress too in Union Jack colours of red, white and blue. Oddly cute. Can I please nominate Scott?
Good morning, folks. I spoke to those of you listening on WhatsApp during the week about this friend of mine who had a business opportunity to deal with a local competitor. The local competitor was a little bit, should he take on that business, or should he honour the relationship he has with his clients and move on? The friend's decided to take on the business, so he's looking for businesses who operate in a fixed local area and want to advertise the thing they do in the place that it's done in. So if you provide pest control in Wickford, or if you provide ice cream vans in Southend, or if you provide toilet hire in Buckinghamshire, those phrases that get put into Google, we've got an amazing solution to get those pages ranking for every location you offer, every product you offer. Anyone you know like that, Michelle will make that work. That's me. I'm going to hand to Terry.
Thanks, Scott. Good morning, everybody. Terry Magan from TM Law. Just thought I'd give you a quick update on debt recovery and what you can recover. Because you all probably know by now you can claim interest and compensation on invoices Did you know that the rate of interest is currently 12.25%? Howard, I'm telling Howard, stonking. Not encouraging debt or anything like that, but as well as 12.25%, can get compensation for each invoice. 40 quid under 1,000, 70 quid over 1,000, 100 quid over 10,000 for each invoice. Soon adds up. So I'm looking for any small or medium businesses, and in particular, do you know any of their credit controllers who you can put me in touch with so I can explain all this to them, get involved in their system and be part of their credit control system. Terry Mailing, TM Law, and I nominate John. It's hiding there, but you probably get, come on.
Thanks everyone, my name's John, I am the group's handyman painter decorator, and I am the one-stop property shop. And I was really thinking I'm going to be last, and I'm going to be last. I'm pretty nearly sure there, but there you go. We'll be first, and then see how we get to enjoy the rest of the meeting. So I'm looking for, it's springtime, you know, the external works. External painting, fascias, soffits, not really roofs, fences, gates, things like that, and then painting. I want to do a bit of painting. It's easier. The body appreciates that kind of work more than some of the harder work like refurbishing bathrooms and kitchens. So if you know anyone looking for outside decor, I'm the man to call. Thank you.
I think that's it, isn't it? That is the lot. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, everybody. I do like a bit of nominations. Keeps you all on your toes. Toby, your votes, please, for the best of us.
I was thinking, are you wearing your Fitbits now? You're walking up and down, you're trying to get your steps up. Yes, some great ones there. A lot of people being very specific. Fran, Ben, Mike, James, some quite specific ones, but I think it would be, I'm scared to give it to Tina because she just looks, oh, she's taking his glasses off now. But I think it, you know, the poem was just excellent.
Yeah, I think if it hadn't gone that way, there would have been absolutely. I'd now like to hand across to the new meeting secretary, whatever it is he wants to say. Anything? Go on.
A quick update just on what's happened today and also things moving forward. So today we've had 10 referrals here. And we've got just under £4 grand worth of business, not including Howard. Where's your green cheese? I know. Send it down the table. Come on. One other thing I'd like to mention, Scott's mentioned it for a few weeks, and I'd like to just beat the drum as well. On your member profiles, go and have a look at them and see if you were a customer or a client, would you be impressed by it? Because I've looked at them and I'm not. I've looked at some of your member profiles and they don't do anything for me. One line, I think, yeah, moving on. So please go to that. You're being offered something free. You know, you're part of your membership. Scott's offering to update them, put pretty pictures. Mike and Scott have done videos, and I'm experimenting with the video. It hasn't come out how I want yet. I'm working on it. Just a short video between 1 and 2 minutes on there of yourself and what your business can offer. So please go to your member profile page, look at it, and read it as if you're a customer, and think, you know, thank you, Howard. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Read it as if you're a customer. Does that impress me, or would I just read one line and move on? Because, you know, it's down to you. It's your business. We're trying to promote you, and that's a tool here. So please look at it. Thank you very much, Howard. I'll just update today's business pass from just under 4,000 to just under 34,000.
Next item it says here on my agenda is Synergy Team Report. Do you have anything to announce this week?
I can announce, thank you very much, that it's next week. So this would traditionally be the week, but I've actually got an appointment at 9:10 at home, unfortunately, that I couldn't move. So next week, it's the one where you stay after the meeting and we have something very invigorating to discuss and send you on your way, usually within an hour. Thank you very much.
Terrific, thank you. We now move on to that time of the meeting, Rosemary, where things all gear up. It is the 10-minute presentation, which I will ask Ben to introduce.
Thank you very much. So before I introduce today's lovely speaker, just to give you an update for the upcoming weeks and for May. So next week, for the 27th of April, Howard will be doing the 10 minutes, and I've got Stuart down for the education job that you did last week, so it'll probably be me again next week. And then so into May. So 4th of May, may the 4th be with you, John Hammond doing the 10 minutes. And Jane will be doing the education slot. 11th will be Leanne. I'll be doing the ed slot. Then 18th we have Jane, actually your 10 minutes then, and Nick will be doing the education slot. And finally 25th of May, John, we've got you down for 10 minutes. We've not had one for quite a while, if you're here. And Vince to do the education slot on the 25th of May. So yeah, going into May. So when it is your turn to do the education slot, please go to the EBF website, the education slot, 10 minutes I mean. Get me the bio sheet and get it to me a day or two before your presentation. And if you can't do your 10 minutes or your ed slot for whatever reason, please do give me a shout and we'll do our best to swap things round. But today we have the lovely Rosemary Driscoll. So just a couple of things about Rosemary before we start. So obviously travel counsellors are helping people to travel the world and have fun and making amazing memories along the way. So, an embarrassing moment that happened to Rosemary. She turned up to her niece's wedding wearing the same outfit as the husband-to-be's mother. So the ladies in the group will feel the pain. Favourite holiday location and why? Too many to mention, but if she had to choose one, it would be Thailand. Mainly for the lovely scenery, the lovely people, the beaches and the food. Known as the land of 1,000 smiles. Something that winds Rosemary up is call centres. Everybody hates these. Being put on hold and then being cut off and then being asked to service the problem by emailing in, lacking the human touch. And finally, with £100,000 cash, what would you do? She would obviously take her family, an extended family, on an amazing holiday, but she's not too sure that her husband would appreciate the extended family coming on. But no, please put your hands together again for lovely Rosemary.
Right, so I'm Rosemary, travel counsellor, and I thought I'd start off by giving you a little travel trivia to have a look at while I'm talking. So, Jane, do you mind passing those around? And you can all have a free pen as well. Oh. And these little booklets are basically just to inspire you, so it's just a nice little gift from me. So if you'd like one of those, you can pass those around. Thank you. Thank you. Right, so I thought I'd start today by talking about how I started my journey out to be Rosemary, the travel counsellor. So I think my love for travel started when I was back a child. My mum and dad had a camper van, and we used to go all across Europe, as far as Norway, up to Canada, my first flight when I was 13. And I was quite the envy of all my school friends. We were by no means a wealthy family though. I'm one of 7 children. I was never pushed at school to better my education. It's more about go out, get a job and bring the money home. So I had various roles when I left school. My ambitions were to be an air hostess. Have a lovely flat in London with a red sports car, but that didn't happen. I got married young at 19 and went on to have 3 children. But I used to love going into a travel agency and booking holidays and used to think what a glamorous job that would be. So I had friends at one of my son's play groups who worked as a travel agent, and I said, oh, how do I become a travel agent? And she said, well, you need qualifications. So I joined a mature student, a college course on travel and tourism in Averley, spent a year there, and during that time I had to do 2 stints as work experience in a live agency. So I approached Going Places in Brentwood at the time, went there, they were impressed, so at the end of my college course I was given a position at Stanford Lee Hope, where I worked 3 days a week at £4 an hour. Which was a struggle with childcare, etc. Then after that, I started this wonderful career approximately 30 years ago. My position in Stanford Lee Hope led me to then want to get back to Brentwood because juggling with travelling, etc. They didn't have a position in Brentwood for a travel consultant, so they took me on as foreign exchange, which
it's okay, but my passion is to sell holidays. I just find it so interesting. So I ended up chatting to people when they came in the shop, and they decided to put me on the counter because they'd earn more money out of me by me being on the counter. Going Places were then took over in 2007 by Thomas Cook. I was kept on and moved into the main branch. Excuse me while I just turn over, so I'll lose my trail. The shop environment started to change though around 2013, and I found it that it wasn't about the customer in the shop, it was about selling what products they wanted you to sell. So, for instance, if I wanted to sell Q-only holiday, no, we must sell a Thomas Cook signature holiday, because that's our in-house company, we'll make more money. So I found it a little bit sort of disgrunting because it's about the person, not what the company want. So at the time they were making lots of redundancies of managers, and my manager was made redundant and went on to join Travel Counsellors. And she told me all about it, and I thought, you know what, it's a big leap because I'm going from a salary paid job that had gone up from £4 an hour to a commission base. So no salary unless you work. So I took the leap in 2014 and took a few regular clients with me from the shop, and it's grown from strength to strength, and I'm really proud of it. I've had some lovely perks along the way, visited lots of nice places, Caribbean, Asia, USA, Dubai. Some of them are called work trips, and you'll probably say, really? But they were. So moving on, I'd like to tell you about Travel Counsellors and why I'm really proud about the setup. Our ethos is to be one of the most caring travel home working companies. It started 29 years ago with a guy called David Speakman, and now we've got over 2,000 travel counsellors worldwide. They're self-employed like me, passionate travel specialists, and our head office is based in Manchester, with offices in Ireland, Netherlands, Belgium, South Africa and the UAE. We get great support from our head office with technology, marketing. We have a 24-hour duty office, so if anything goes wrong while you're on holiday, you come to me, and if I can't solve it, they'll help solve it. So we're on hand 24 hours a day. We have great training days where I learn about new suppliers and destinations. And the most important thing for a lot of people, well, everybody who's booking a holiday, is the financial trust. So our company, you can be reassured that everything you book through Travel Counsellors is financially protected. It holds my customers' money in reserve till they've actually travelled, and then we take the money and pay the supplier. A little scenario for you would be, why would you use me? So you're sitting down at home and someone suggests, oh, I think we need to look at booking a holiday. So you think, yeah, that's a good idea. So you go on Google, type in holidays, all these holidays come up, and you think, oh, lovely. Oh, that one looks nice. Oh, yeah, I'll have a look at that one. You're all busy people, but you start looking, you see a lovely lagoon-shaped pool, you think, oh, wow, no, that's got to be the one. So you start looking a bit further, sandy beach, yeah, we want that. Oh, hang on, it's got Pebbly Beach. No, they won't want that. Then you look again and you think, oh, they've only got buffet restaurants. No, I don't want a buffet restaurant. They won't want that. And then you look again and you think, oh, wow, that looks amazing. But no, they won't want to travel that far, not for a week, it's too long. So by now, you've probably sat there over an hour and you're thinking, I've got nowhere. So then you start doing something else, and then you go back to it, and then you go back to it. And in the end, you've wasted a few hours of your life and you've not really got what you wanted. So that's where I step in, because that's my job. I'm the professional that will find you the holiday that matches your needs. So after that, I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about some facts that may be important to you. So, how important is ATOL protection? ATOL protection safeguards your money if your travel company or airline goes out of business. If they go bust before your holiday starts, you will get full refund. If your travel agency goes out of business while you're away, ATOL protection means you can finish your holiday and get home safely.
ATOL is a legal requirement, whereas APTA is voluntary. If your package holiday includes flights, the travel company you book with must offer ATOL protection by law. If your package holiday does not include flights, your travel company may have to protect you, but they are not legally required to do that. What is the difference between APTA and ATOL? Well, APTA is a voluntary association of British travel agents. And one more thing, do you know why the lights are dimmed when you're during takeoff? They are dimmed in order to reduce the electrical load. At takeoff you want all the power possible to shorten the takeoff roll. Thank you for listening. The little quiz I've done, I thought I'd just see if anyone wants to see what the answers are.
No.
Sorry, Marty. I've corrected it.
Okay.
So there we go.
Number 3.
There's no right.
I got 2. Yeah, 2. Yeah, that's all. Well, I said US to Saudi, which is Singapore.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very disappointed with my results in the quiz at least, but the presentation was fantastic for a first, so well done. Thank you very much. So, let's see who has a couple of questions. There's a couple of keen hands. Paul first, followed by John.
Yes. In addition to some tailored holidays, do you do package holidays as well, like people like Get To and all the other?
Yeah, sell all of those, Jet2, Olympic holidays, TUI holidays, Interjet holidays, yeah.
So it's kind of two-part. It's just package holidays that you do. When I travel, I like to make it at home away from home. And it's generally for a bit longer than a fortnight.
Yeah.
And then the other question was, when you said about the difference between ATOL and APTA, because I stay away generally more than 4 or 5 days, insurance and stuff that I take out just kind of expires. Yeah, and I just wondered if it's possible to ATOL protect a bespoke home away from home long stay trip.
Well, again, it has to be down to the airline you're booking with, because if you just book flights online, it's not ATOL protected.
Right.
So, no, would probably be the answer to that.
Next question from Ben, please.
Yeah, just you probably just answered it as well, but I was going to say, do you do or can you book just flights on their own as well?
Yeah, I've done Mike's flights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Then we'll have a track. I'm going to a seminar in Turkey in November. I need to get flights sorted. So.
Lovely, okay.
We'll do Stu and then Vince, and then
In general terms, I think sometimes if we find something that we like, it's very tempting when you do eventually find something you like. You just want to press that book button because once you found something, you're worried you're going to lose it.
Yeah, thank God for someone like you. It takes so long generally. By the time they come back to me, it's gone up or it's gone.
Well, so I was wondering, so if we found somewhere, like we want to go to Dubai for a week, and this is where we'd like to stay. If we were to put that inquiry to you, how long generally does it take for you to come back with? Could that be within a day, for example, or what?
Generally a day or two.
Yeah.
I work on weekends. The only problem I had, for instance, this week, Scott kindly gave me an inquiry on the Thursday. And on a Friday, I look after 2 of my beautiful little grandchildren all day who are 1 and 4. And it's from 7 till 6. So I don't really get a lot of time to actually sit down and work. But generally, I'll get back to you within a day. Or if I'll get back to you and say why it's taking longer. So I wouldn't just leave you hanging. No.
but I'll add it was all done and it's perfect and we booked. So thank you.
Thank you.
Is that
Vince,
yes,
you had a
last one.
question?
A lot of these cheap
Got to help
holidays.
me.
No, no. A lot of these cheap holidays you see online, you press the buttons if you're going to go through the process and pay for it, but it doesn't actually do that. It just makes a representative contact you to tell you that cheap price isn't available anymore. Because you can't really actually book online a package anyway. And it's not a package holiday, it's a packaged holiday.
Yeah.
So it's bespoke, put together especially for you. Yeah, I know these things.
I'm paying it.
Okay, I'll go do them anyway.
So I think that's all of us. But really, thank you very much again. That was terrific. We're going to sit down because we're going to travel around the room and dish out all the bits of green to one another, look at the referral opportunities, business we've done, etc. I'm going to go backwards this week. We'll start with Rosemary and we'll come around this way.
Right, okay, so this is a thank you to you, Scott. Is this what I'm meant to be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. For the money, I mean.
How much did you spend?
This is for John Freeman, who's sadly coming to explore both dry and wet rot. Lucky us. Yes, exactly. It's in the house, not the skirting. And this is to Neil about Headingham Castle possibly needing film catering. And I'll put you in touch.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
Frank?
Set up.
Have you got any, sorry, any tickets? No, no tickets.
Just those win.
Yeah, great meeting, fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
More about what you do, and great slot from Ben. I've got a referral to Mr. James for renewal of landlord policy, all done and dusted. John. Yeah. And a referral to Fran. Lady was talking to you about earlier. Okay. Yeah, great. Oh, one-to-one with Scott and John last week. Another one tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, great techniques. I can test them, so I think you can see that.
Well, I did Google it. What can I say? Landmass.
Yes, okay. I had one with Toby and Scott, and I'll see you all next week.
Well done, Rosemary. Wasn't that bad, was it?
She was fun.
Sorry, she never wants to do it again. My wife's also a travel counsellor, as you know, and I put them together, the two of them last night for a chat, exchanging notes. I know you put an extraordinary amount of time in planning itineraries for people, whether they go ahead or not. You've got to put that effort in because the view is personal, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, brilliant. I know how nervous you were when we sort of chatted and during the week and really didn't want to do it, but it was absolutely superb, couldn't fault to it, and for your first one especially, brilliant, so well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, yeah, been on holiday, but we need to get a one-to-one in. Yeah, we'll have a chat about those, about the flights and things as well. And Toby, we need to get that one in about your team motivation mapping I'm interested in. And I've got a little referral there for the one that I mentioned last week for Jane. I'll send you the details and we'll get that sorted.
Thank you.
Great meeting, see you next week.
Yes, again, thank you very much for whatever it is we've booked. I haven't seen it yet. Sarah said, oh, wonderful talking to Rosemary. She's absolutely brilliant. Just done the whole thing really, really simple. So, really
on as well.
Yeah, am I going?
What's your name?
Yeah, that has been done before, when I've stayed at home for the week. This referral is to Stu. We're going to move my business telephone line across to his excellent management, so thank you for that.
Yeah, well done, Ben, on the edge slot. It's always worth reminders. I know it's obvious, but it's worth reminding. If you tell people what you want, you've got more chance of it. Well done, Rosemary. Very good.
Thank you.
Relax, calm, my friend. It's easy, isn't it?
Lovely.
Looking forward to doing some more stuff. Little things we're going to do. I've got a referral for James Humphreys. See how your office is done paper all this today. We'll have a chat about Is that John or Lee? Is that Lee or John? I don't know, one of them. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And yeah, also to Ben, I mentioned it before, I looked at some flights for 3 of us, and it was £3,300, and Rosemary got it down to £2,300. It's a pretty huge sum just on some flights. So, yeah, it's good. One-to-one with Matt Barry, who's not here. I'd like to thank James for his help with some insurance, which I didn't take up. In fairness, every independent broker I spoke to was way up from the other, so yeah, it's what it is. And after mentioning looking for photo shoots and stuff like that, perfect example of any of these holiday results, I'd be more than happy to. Better on those or not, that'd be great.
Really good, thank you. Very interesting, so I like to work with all the girls because we're talking about going away later in the year. Nice to see you back, Neil.
Thank you.
And glad you're okay on the mend.
Ish.
Ish, yeah. I'll see you all next week.
Yeah, good to be back. Enjoyed the meeting. It's just an interesting subject. So yeah, every other week if you don't mind. I'm going to take that. I'm going to leave it in the office. If the wife finds it, I'll be bankrupt within a month. That's great. A couple of referrals. One from Melissa, who promised me she was going to be here this morning. I spoke to her yesterday. One for Vince. These are the things we're after. So I believe throw them as well. And it would be interesting to find out that after this seminar that Ben's going to, if it comes up sparkling tea.
Yeah, we'll come back with hair, you'll know.
So hopefully see you next week.
Yeah, Rosemary, great, very informative. I'll ping you over an email. I've got lots of holiday requests because I feel I'm that good guy that does the Google search and gets stressed out and wants to put his office chair through the computer screen. It's just does me nothing. And I've got 3 kids at school, so I get really stressed out how one day separates quadruple the price of flights and things like that. So yeah, I'll definitely get in touch. So, and maybe come down to the kitchen same week. You talk travel and food. That seems really great, lovely. I've got a thank you for the money for Nick Cook, thank you for the money for Alison Bean, and a thank you for the money for someone else who's just nobody's here, so there's just no point in that. Yeah, really great to be back. Won't be here for about 5 or 6 weeks, as I said. Got a major TV shoot in Chelmsford for Channel 4, but I will aim to try and send the wife down 1 or 2 of those weeks, and everyone knows Kerry from when we did the breakfast anyway, so we will try and have some yeah, she's much better looking, she's much better to look at than I am anyway. Yeah, I'll get to be down some of those Mongolian lounge you've been to church. But thank you very much, yeah, and look forward to seeing you all soon, and I'll definitely send that email. Thank you.
Lovely presentation. We will have a chat. We need to have one-to-one. Yeah. So you could perhaps help out where people come out to visit me for a week. Help out with a little quick stay sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, we need to do a one-to-one. There's a lot of things. And yeah, I've known loads of thank you for the loans, referrals, and see yourself down the bottom of the list. I don't think anything's going through. Well, I'm going to come and have a look at your plumbing. Right. So perhaps we can have a little check. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It will be later today. Good meeting.
That's really impressive. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. Excellent presentation. Just like James, I mean, I'm terrified to take us home. It's good. That's good fortune. Had a one-to-one with Fran last week, which was lovely to sit down and find out a bit more about each other. That is good to see everybody. See you next week.
Nice young friend. Nice to first one away. What did I say?
You said Fran.
That's Fran.
What would I say then?
Well done, Rosemary. I said the first one out of the way.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for all the birthday wishes on Tuesday. Really nice of you, really appreciate it. And it just goes to show that the right mix of arrogance and ignorance does reap its own rewards. Just one referral for Paul. And on that note, I'm afraid I've got to run away so they get to a conference.
Bye.
Cheers.
Have you said goodbye to Frank?
Bye, Frank. Yeah, well done, Rosemary. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, hopefully my daughter's going to go to uni in September, so once that's sorted, I'll be in touch with you about booking rules for next year.
Well, no, she won't. This referral from Jane for a couple of weeks ago, I'll do that here.
Thank you.
And some regular monies from Matt, Larry, Mike, next member. Good meeting. Thank you.
Sorry, I've got another one for Terry.
Sorry, can I just, I missed my vote completely, I was in my book. I didn't realise what was going on. Hopefully that was really good, it was really good.
Thank you.
And I need to talk to you about them.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Ben, well done, and nice meeting this morning, and a great one.
Okay, so with that all done, an excellent round, well done. Let's talk about the speaker's prize. Terry, would you manage the draw?
Yes.
This one here.
It's and who is it from?
Oh, from Howard.
Oh, he's not here.
From Jane.
Fantastic. Right. So we draw very close to the end of the meeting. Before we do close, I'm going to ask that as we finish, we kind of vacate the area as swiftly and cleanly and so on as we can, so that they can prep and be open and ready at 8:30.
We get told off last week.
Yes. So if we could do that, that would be wonderful. We need to ask if there are any announcements, reminders or special reports before we progress. I'm going to start with the first. On Sunday, we had an EBF social activity. Myself, Blake, John and Toby. We played some airsoft. It was really good fun. Tomorrow evening, we're doing the same. It's indoors. It's in Canvey Island. It's from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. There's a couple of spaces. If anyone fancies it, then it would be fun. If anyone fancies it, talk to any of us and we'll sign you up. Bring your own first aid kit. Does anyone else have anything they would like to say?
Thank you. So we have heroes and heroines amongst us. I mean, Ben comes here today after having a visit to the London Hospital last week. You're a hero. We have our heroine of the day. That was bloody marvellous. And then we have a secret heroine who's not shouting about what's going on, but someone in this room has just come first in a national competition. Their name begins with T and ends in and she hasn't really mentioned it to anyone, but well done to Tina.
Yeah. So what was it, Tina? Just tell us. It was the.
It was the Miss Jones virtual assistant.
Congratulations and well done.
Yes, well done.
That is it, I think. I don't think I've missed anything else out. So I'll close up the meeting. Thank you all very much. Comment on the blog. Wave to the camera as we say cheers and adios. See you all next week. Thank you, Stu. See you all next week. Goodbye.
Thank you.